What's up, guys? So, this is the first YouTube video on the channel. Today, I really just want to get vulnerable with you guys. I post a lot on my IG, just like the lifestyle, the dinners, the parties, the good experiences, but obviously, it just didn't come that easy, right? There's a lot of work and a lot of character, a lot of things that had to be built in order to get to this point. I'm in Colombia right now. It's like 5 a.m., but I'm still up grinding. And this is what it takes to be successful. It's something that nobody understands. And I'm going to shoot this raw and uncut, like no cuts, no filter. This is just raw me. And today, specifically, what I want to talk about is why solitude is one of the most important things for success. And the reason why I say it is because so many guys out there allow their environment, their friends, their family, just hold them back. It's not themselves. Them themselves are completely capable of making 6, 7, 8 figures very easily. But the thing that holds them back is everybody around them. And luckily as a kid, I grew up when I was super young. I had a family. I had my parents, I had my brothers, I had everybody. But slowly as I got older and older and older, I lost literally everybody in my life. I mean, when I was in elementary school, my dad divorced my mom, moved out, didn't talk to him much anymore. I'm the youngest sibling by like 5 years. So by the time I was in late middle school, all my brothers moved out. So it was just me. And then my mom was always working because she had to take care of me and all my brothers. And obviously when they moved out, she still had to make enough money to pay for the house, take care of me. So she was never home. She was always working. So it always ended up me just being alone, being in my home, being in my room just like this. And I know you might be asking, okay, what about your friends? Well, going out, back where I'm from in Nashville, a lot of guys in Nashville, and I would say it's more my fault because as a kid, I would always try to act like everybody else in the sense that like I didn't have like a father figure, I didn't have a role model, I didn't have any of that growing up. So I ended up trying to emulate other, men or other like guys in my life and do what they did to see if it'll work, and I had to learn a lot of this shit in life the hard way. So I ended up just like conforming, right? I tried to be like all the popular kids in school and it worked for me. Like I was able to hang around the popular kids. I was cool with the nerds. I was cool with everybody because I could, you know, I was the chameleon. I never had a solid structure in myself. I just would change my mode and then just fit in with the group that I was around. So that helped me be a popular kid in school. Although I was alone, I was a lonely popular kid because I was just a chameleon, just fitting in with everybody and never had a solid structure of who I was. And because of that, I never really had a strong friend group. I never, you know, I would hang around guys, but I was never, it was never like, it was never like a solid, like, this is my brother. Like, this is like, and I've had that before. I've actually had that before. I had friends where I could call them my brothers, um, but it's all fake, right? I'm gonna go a lot more in depth on this story on another video, but I've been betrayed. I mean, by my closest friends, like thinking that they were my brothers, thinking that we were close, but you realize that it's not real. I mean, when you're a kid, like 99% of your friends, they're not fucking real. They're just there for a season and a reason, right? Let me change this light real quick because it's annoying. It's super yellow. Cool. This is much better. So, with that being said, no family, no friends. A lot of the time I spent was in the house alone. And at first, I was playing video games and everything like that. But when you play video games, you have nobody to play with, then it becomes boring. If you play video games, you have nobody to play with, then it just becomes boring. And eventually I just started watching YouTube. And in order to cope, I would still just watch other people live their lifestyles and just like think in my head like I'm just there, like in the video. And for a long time, I was just watching successful people and seeing what they do, seeing how they act, where they hang around, what they drive. And ultimately it started burning into my head this lifestyle, this way of living is what life is supposed to be. And I would say that's probably the best thing that happened to me. Instead of being around my friends, just like being at the basketball court, just fucking around, I was literally inside watching millionaires drive Ferraris around Beverly Hills. So this was my frame of mind. This is what was burned in my head of what life should be like. And ultimately, that gave me the frame of mind to actually be like, okay, instead of me going and fucking off my time and playing video games, every single person in these videos say, don't waste your time, go make money, go be productive, go work towards your goals. Anything's possible. I'm just hearing this on a daily basis. So it just forced me, I mean, almost forced, right? In my head, I forced myself to be like, okay, instead of me playing video games, so let me go try and make money, right? And that led me onto the next path, right? Which was diving into entrepreneurship. And my first business was selling vapes in middle school, which was I would go buy vapes from Russia and then get the vape, or not the actual vapes, I'd get the vape juice from Russia and go sell vape juice in school. That was my first hustle. Now, obviously, it was some bullshit. It wasn't a real business. My first real business, real business was pressure washing. And I mean, it was so crazy. I remember going door to door, like trying to, sell my pressure washing services. And I remember being in Nashville, like literally 100-degree weather, like sweating my ass off and just going door to door and people would be asking me for water. Like that's how dire I was to make money, to actually hit my goals, to get to the next level, to live this lifestyle, because every single day I'm not where I want to be. I'm not driving Ferrari. I'm not in Miami. I'm not where these guys are. So every day I'm focusing on leveling up, doing everything that I could to get to that point. And after that, pressure washing wasn't working. I noticed the whole time when I was doing pressure washing, really the main thing that I was doing, my main job was to generate leads. And at the time, social media marketing was probably the most popular business model out there. And I thought about it logically. If I'm generating leads all the time, why don't I just do this online and work from home rather than sweating my ass off, working all day and everything like that. So that's when I started my pressure washing business. I mean, that's when I started my social media marketing agency. And I remember to this day, I mean, I literally bought a course for $700. I literally spent my last dollar and I just went all in. And I was cold calling for literally hours and hours on end, just cold calling businesses, getting hung up on, having this super like high pitched salesy voice, like, hey, how you doing? This is Kyle. And it didn't fucking work. I just get hung up on every single time. So it ended up not working out. I actually landed one client, and I think for the whole time I worked for them, I got paid like $800, maybe like 800 to 1,000. The whole time I worked with them. So I recouped my investment. This was less about the money that I made, but the skills that I built, right? And mind you, this whole time, I'm in the trenches. I'm grinding. I'm in this frame of mind because I'm alone, right? And that wasn't until I found sales, watched Alex Hormozi video about sales, and joined an online networking group to learn about remote closing, and eventually got into it and made my first 5K and went from there. But what I'm saying is none of this would have been possible if I just like stuck around the same old friends, stuck around the same old environment, stuck into the same video games, doing the same thing for my whole life. None of this would have been possible. Now I'm literally just traveling the world. I mean, I'm in Colombia right now, literally doing whatever the fuck that I want. And none of this would have been possible if I stood in the same hometown, hung around the same friends, played the same video games, and just didn't level up. I know, like, you're probably watching this and you probably have a ton of friends and you know that they're probably not there for the long run. Especially if you're a younger guy, 18, 19, 20, 99% of your friends are not going to be there for the long run. And you know that your friends aren't real, right? You just hang around them to go party or go do this or go do that, or, try to fit into the norm like you're supposed to have friends. But you don't need friends. You don't need anybody to be successful. You just need the grit. You just need to work hard. And let's say you do have a ton of friends right now and they're not aligned with who you want to be. This is the season where I say that everybody needs to go through, right? I mean, you in order for you to get to the next level, if the people that you're hanging around aren't on the same page as you, then you have to let them go. You have to let them go because they will hold you back. I've seen so many guys get stuck in the same position because they hang around the same people, they have the same mindset, and they just never grow. And there's only a cap you can get when you actually just stick around the same things. So in order for you to actually break through that cap to get to the next level, you have to change your friend group. You have to go through at least 3 to 6 months of just not having friends, just putting your head down, grinding. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to actually find success. And if you're not willing to do so, then you're not going to be successful. Unless you're, and the only caveat to that, the only caveat is if your friends have the exact same mindset as you and they're on the exact same page, that this is where they want to go in life. But I know for a fact 99% of people do not have that. So if you actually want to level up, if you actually want to get to the next level, you have to change your friend group. You have to actually be around people who are also willing to grow, because other than that, you will get pulled down like crabs in the bucket. Now, if this is helpful for you, shoot me a subscribe. I'm going to be posting more content like this, getting more vulnerable, just explain the background of what I do. And if you want to learn more about what I do and see, where I'm at right now, then shoot me a follow on Instagram. I'm going to drop that in the actual comment section. KG Witherspoon, follow me on IG and we'll go from there. Let's get it.